I guess it'd help if I turn the microphone on. Well, so much for smooth show business transitions. How's everybody? Let me know if you can't hear me or see me or anything's wrong, but it's always a joy starting these things. The reason that I usually start the stream 5 or 10 minutes early is just to make sure that that it's actually working and that my monitor doesn't say bad stream. Right now it says stream status good. I like to see that. Sometimes when I first started out, it actually says stream status bad, but the stream still works. So I don't know. I know that according to my numbers in the countdown, the stream was about 12 seconds behind. So not too bad. I guess it's working okay. So do a little housekeeping here and say hello to everybody. Let's see. Paulie was here when I first sat down and started setting up, I don't know, about 25 minutes ago. And he said hello and he said tying a knot on his finger now and he'd be back. And I haven't seen him since. So I don't know if he's here or not. And Rick Halber, how you doing? Glad you could show up. And Tomas, how are you? Good to see you. Trev, I just sent an email with some invites for the panel, and I don't know
if I've got everybody's email address or not. But if you would like to join the panel, and I'd love to have somebody join me on the panel, makes it a lot easier. Let me know. Let me know either in the chat and I'll catch it, or you can email me at oldguyinadrone@gmail.com, and I'll send you a link. So everything spicy. That's something new. How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. I don't believe that I've seen you before. Is this somebody we know with a new name? But it appears that everything spicy seems to know everybody else. My volume is off at work. Okay. Who are you, everything spicy? Do we know you? Let's see. Well, hey to you too. Well, this is I think one of the biggest starts I've had in a long time. So either you're getting bored with everybody else, or I've got something to say here. But okay, everything spicy. Trev, you know him. Okay, super. I will go ahead and give you a blue wrench so you can feel right at home. And thanks for joining us. Trev, if you'd like to come in the panel, let me know. Love to have you in all your psychedelic goodness. I always enjoy that. And Whiz Bang, how you doing? Good to see you. Drone Nut, how you doing? You still here? Anyway, I made you a moderator too, so we can all be blue. Oh, okay. I think didn't I send you a link, Trev? If not, I will do it right now. If you give me a second here. Pardon the silence while I do a little bookkeeping here. Okay, there it goes. Steve Carpenter, how you doing? Good to see you. Steve, do I have your email list, your email on my invite list? I don't know if I do or not, but if I don't, let me have it. I'd love to have you on the panel with us. I watched, I replied on it. I watched your Bill apology video there, and I think that he's going to do what he's going to do, and everybody out there, all his subscribers, if they feel like they were cheated somehow, or they either get over it or unsubscribe. But I think that we probably should put that to bed right now. I see Bill's kind of moved on. He's been busy lately, which happens when there's a speaking of Steve. Hello. Hey, Steve.
Good afternoon.
How you doing?
Good, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good. Good. Hey, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, I just got back in. Was programming a DSL, believe it or not, router for a building with a static IP address. So we just got new static IP, so we don't keep dropping.
Oh, well, that's good. Is that your business?
Well, I do all the stuff. I'm an operations manager for a commercial project, and until we get the new high-speed internet in, which should be coming in this year, we'll be able to get rid of the DSL, because we have it on surveillance cameras. So you can imagine, with only six down and one meg up, and you're trying to get video out back to you to survey, it is slow.
that is a slow connection. Is that the best you guys can get out there?
Yeah, that's how it with any DSL.
Oh, it's DSL.
Telephone lines.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not bad for phone lines then, I guess.
Yeah.
but as long as you don't try to do any big live stream productions from there, you'd be all right.
No, actually, I just set my phone there with my computer, and I've gone on like Claude Show and stuff like that. When I'm at the building, I can just go over my cellular phone.
Yeah, that's much faster these days. And boy, if they ever get that 5G in there.
Oh, did you see TK Bay's post on Facebook?
No, I didn't.
He is out today, and on his mobile phone, he's showing speed tests. It was 800 and some odd meg down and almost 170 meg up on the 5G network.
Oh, you better have an unlimited data plan, man. It could cost you $50 a minute at those speeds. Trev says he didn't get a link yet, so I sent you the email. Let me see what happened to that. King Pizza 08@gmail.com. It went out. Let me try it again. Bear with me a second, Steve.
Sure.
Let's see here.
Not a problem. I was just saying hello to Mr. Peter Carroll hopped in.
Yeah, I saw that too. Let's see.
And Trevor, hello again. He was on with Claude.
Oh, is Claude on before?
Yeah.
God, there's so many live streams now. It's crazy. You know, it's like we have no life whatsoever. You know? we sit here and watch. I've had to stop watching some of them.
Oh yeah.
So I sent you the link, Trevor. Let me know if you didn't get it. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here, but I did send it out. You know what I usually end up doing. I'm not like Spike. You know, when Spike sends out an invite, everybody answers, and when I send out an invite, I have to beg people to come on with me, and I'm going to get a complex if this keeps up. You know.
No, I did. I was on with you once before. I got on towards the end of one of your shows once before. I listen to you in the background because a lot of times, you know, for me, I'm 3 hours ahead of you, so we're only 10 after 3 right now, and I just ended up coming back to the office.
Oh, okay. Well, at least it's not supper time for you anyway.
No.
So how is everything out there in the land of the fruits and the nuts?
The nuts are still running around all over the place here. We haven't been able to calm them down, but fruit's been good this year so far.
Okay. Here we go. All right, everybody. Here he comes. Crikey! Crikey! I told you, the psychedelic Trevor. How you doing, my friend?
Good. And Mitch, it's not because you got to beg everyone. It's just that timing is wrong for a lot of people. We love you as much as we love Spikey.
Oh, really?
We do.
I was going to get a ring in my nose if I had to. You know?
Oh, yeah. Well, we would have just allowed you to do that just to play tricks on you.
You know, I've lived this long, guys, with no tattoos and no piercings so far.
well, I'm still thinking of getting a tattoo. I haven't got one yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been thinking since the age of 13.
Thank you, Rick. Rick Halber just gave me a compliment. Thank you. I appreciate that. Now you're all I look forward to these shows, even though I don't know what I'm going to say or what I'm going to do. I've always got something I've been working on to talk about. If all else fails, I'm surrounded here in my little studio by FPV drones. Now this is kind of taken over my life, and
you've gone to the dark side.
I have, you know. I keep every morning when I get up, I say, you know what? I gotta charge up the Mavic 2. I got 2 of them. I got a Pro and a Zoom that I don't use, you know, and it's been a couple of months since I actually actually flew it because when I can fly now, and of course here in Florida, it's just raining all the time. But when I do get time to fly, I want to go out and practice with the FPV stuff because I'm just learning it. And the Mavic I can fly, you know. So plus I really enjoy the flying aspect of the FPV because it is flying. It's you all know that I have a huge background in RC flying, and it's brought that's made me realize how much I've missed that hobby over the past 6 or 7 years that I've kind of given a break. But you know how things are. I don't know about you, but I'm one of these. I get obsessive about everything, and then you can tell that by the way I've attacked this YouTube live streaming stuff. I just go crazy and then I get bored. I get bored easily, you know, and I say, well, now what, you know, and I've always been that way. It's not good. That's why I don't play golf, I guess, or tennis.
For me, it's not so much being bored. It's that you like to tackle new things. I look at it the positive side of it. It's just new things.
I agree. Yeah, I like to learn. I like to keep learning.
I'm the same.
And I've always been, you know, I was in the technology business, and I've always just loved technology. And you know, you talk about timing your life right. You know, at my age, I think I've lived through some of the best times human beings are ever going to see, and some of the greatest advances.
We've been real lucky, you know, in our time to see what we have now, because it was really interesting. The other day we were talking. I remember as a little kid going to Disneyland, and they had the AT&T booth. And in that was video conferencing, and you could video conference from booth to booth.
I remember that. It was marvelous. It was amazing. Yeah.
And I forget who I was talking. Oh, I was talking to Lloyd Mendenhall. And I had, well, Mr. Paul.
I'm in there. Hey, Steve, how are you doing, buddy?
Are we disturbing you, Paul?
How are you?
How you going, Paul? Good to see you on a live stream together finally.
It's about time, right?
Yeah, about time we can actually look at each other.
I've finally been able to do it on my phone. There's this StreamYard. I've never was able to do that with Google Hangouts to get on my mobile, because I'm always out and about, always doing something. I never have time to sit at the computer and do things. I figured, let me take you with me. Maybe I can get something done and listen to you guys and chime in and say hi. And
Paul, what kind of mic are you using there?
I'm just right off the phone. I don't know. Is that bad?
You're really loud. So just.
Oh, you know what? Oh, okay. Let me lower the first. Do you hear echo? I forgot to lower the volume. But if I lower the volume on the phone, then I can't hear you guys.
No, that's not it. We don't hear the echo. It's just I have no way.
Oh, okay.
I don't have. Yeah, you're really. So talk a little low. Am I the only one that hears them that loud?
Okay. No, maybe I was.
That's good right there.
It's good. It's good right there. It's good.
Yeah, just talk in a normal voice.
Okay, I'll talk in a normal, yeah, because usually you gotta
energetic.
Yeah, but I was talking with Lloyd, and we were, you know, Facebook Live, because I'll get together with him every once in a while and have a good long chat with him and catch up with him. And I'm saying, can you imagine even 10 years ago that, you know, that many years and decades have gone by, but even 10 years ago, when technology took a huge jump to what it is now, that we can do what we're doing here right now, not just one-on-one, but in this format up to 6 people.
Unbelievable.
And to be able to do it instantly anywhere from the world.
Oh, yeah. You know what? My son, who's 48 years old now, a little over 20 some years ago, he was in college, and he went to get a master's in international business. And part of his education was to do an internship in Moldova. And Moldova was part of the Soviet Union back then.
Right.
And he went over there and spent like 8 months, I think about 8 months in Moldova, and I was surprised to find out they're like the wine capital of the world. They have old bunkers that are built into mountains over there that are turned into just huge wine cellars that you need golf carts to drive around. And the point I'm getting to eventually here, they say to make a long story short, but it's too late for that. The point I'm getting to is that for the first time in my life, I could email him and he could email me. And just the fact that we could email each other was the most amazing thing we had ever seen. And that was just 20 some years ago. So look where we've come.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's
and growing exponentially.
Yeah, and it's scary. And I think in a lot of respects, the technology is getting a little out of hand with all this social media stuff. And I think it's I don't know. It scares me a little bit the way it's being used and abused.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to politics.
Oh yeah. Especially when that guy came out yesterday, was it, from Google? He finally went public and released all the documents showing all the sites and all the keywords that were blocked on Google straight out of it.
Well, we all know that just from our own YouTube experiences.
We've known that for a long time.
Sure.
This is hard evidence.
It is. And I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, they actually took advantage of that, being able to do what they do, Google, and they affected the election and everything. Did you see that?
Yeah, but are they going to stop? That's the problem. Are they going to continue on to the next one? And hopefully, now that this thing is out in the sunlight. But unfortunately, if you watch any of the mainstream media, you won't hear a word about it, and you'll never see that was Project Veritas. That
Google's got a lot to answer for. When they come here to Australia to do Google Earth and do Google with the roads and everything, they had a special machine that they used to drive along with, and they had direct link to everyone's households of receiving information, even the government, and the government kicked them out.
Really?
Trying to sue them, yes.
Yeah, I saw one of those Google cars the other day here in Melbourne. With all the things sticking up on the top of it, and
well, we wouldn't have known as a people if the government didn't catch them out, because they were taking information from the government, and that's how it was found out.
Well, information is king. If you have the information, you own the world. And but it is scary, and I'm hoping that having it come out like this is going to do something, because it's obvious that they lied like hell in front of Congress. I mean, it's just obvious. Whether there's so many crooks and so much corruption, how the hell can they even start to attack it right now? I mean, what's going on? I mean, how many cases can they investigate at one time when it seems like half of our government is involved?
Oh, it is. And the part you have to look at is how scary it is, because one monopoly, shall we say, because Google, which alphabet is Google, YouTube, and then you've got Twitter and Facebook. The controls of those, that's controlling the world media more than anything else that's out there.
Well, there's no doubt about it. And the ratings for the mainstream media, especially CNN and MSNBC, are tanking, and as well. I hate to get into. I hear we're getting political, but
calmly. There's nothing stressful about it.
I pay attention to it, and I've gotten to the point where I don't listen to too much of it, because when they're talking, they're just preaching to the choir with me, and I already know most of what they're going to tell me about how stupid and biased the world is, and you know, why get aggravated? I can't do anything about it. Now I got one lousy vote, and you know, you're never going to see me marching up and down with a sign, that's for sure, somewhere. So, you know, the young kids today, if this is the kind of, I say, if this is what they want, if this, I know they've been indoctrinated, and I know that they don't stand a chance in the schools and the colleges these days.
Well, that's the scary part, isn't it? Because they're getting brainwashed, like a Hitler syndrome.
Yes, it is. But they're the ones that are going to end up paying the price 30, 20, 30, 40 years from now.
Yeah, but that's not what they're doing. It's just that they've been indoctrinated by it, by Google and any other people.
Well, of course they have. And you know, in our country, I don't know how your media is over there, but
we get media here of your media before you get it.
Do you really?
Times, yeah, most times we find out more even over in UK before you. That is often UK will ring us and say, "What's the latest?" How it happens, I do not know. We must pay more money.
You're ahead of us timelines, so it is. It's the start of a new day. You got to remember.
I think it might be that. It might be that.
So you get a chance to be
lottery numbers.
You get aggravated long before we get aggravated, then, huh?
No lottery numbers though.
Because I get up in the morning and I turn on I don't even call it the morning news anymore. I call it the morning crime report, because that's what it is. Turn on the morning crime report. I turn on just primarily to see the weather, but I can't. I can't listen. I can't listen to too much of this stuff during the day, because it just it's just stupid. It's just rampant stupidity. Lies. How can, you know, it's just flat out lies. There's no doubt about the lies. And if you know, we don't get a handle on it pretty soon, and things go the way that they want the way our country to go, we're going to be Venezuela in about 20 years, if even that long.
I don't even think that long.
You know, I had you all know I for a lot of years I flew radio controlled jets, turbine jets. Okay.
Right.
And used to go to jet meets all the time. Had a big trailer with racks in it, and towed it with a big diesel excursion. I used to drive all over the country to these. Paulie, you're making a hell of a lot of noise. You're making a lot of noise with your phone there, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. I just put it in a different spot. Is it windy?
No, it sounded like you were dragging it across the table or something.
No, it's windy over there. I can see the trees blowing.
Yeah,
but I don't think.
That's right. No, I'm just busting on you. At any rate,
Yeah, we'll cope with it. We'll cope.
Yeah. So anyway, you know, I used to go to these.
You probably heard noise here when I slid the box.
Yeah, that might be.
Yeah, I'm trying to work and do it at the same time.
Oh, okay, but that's all right.
Not good at multitasking.
I like work. I could watch it all day. You know, I mean, really.
Yeah.
A friend of mine once said, he said, you know, work doesn't scare me. It's just I can stand right up next to it. Anyway, so where was I? I was jetting for some reason.
Yeah,
I used to go to these jet men. There was a point that I was going to make, and it's gone.
All right.
What happened to it? It got drug across Polish state. It'll come back to it. I was going to make a point about something about going to these jet meets, and I couldn't have been that important, I guess. Does that happen to you guys too? Does that happen to you?
In the middle of the night, and all of a sudden you're going to wake up and go, oh,
I know. I remember what it was, and it was profound and important, and I never got it out there. So I'll go live. I'll go right back on live in the middle of the night to make that point for you guys.
All right, I'll be there,
because we don't want you to miss it. So what time is it? It's early morning for you, Trev, isn't it?
Yeah, approximately 5 to 8.
Oh, it's not that early. You're behind Spike. Spike is
it's perfect timing for me, which normally it's never perfect timing. Usually it's in the middle of the night. Usually I'm up in the middle of the night to catch anyone.
Well, you seem to have plenty of time. I see you online
Oh,
quite a bit.
I
but
have
it's
plenty
just
of
good.
time. There's no problem there. It's just sometimes one needs to sleep and it clashes with YouTube.
You know, one of the things I wanted to talk about, I wondered if am I the only guy that's just getting tired of DJI and the way they do things? Am I the only guy that's getting tired of that, or are other people getting tired of it too?
What do you mean the way they do things?
Well, maybe not the way that the Apple uh, principle,
I see.
the rumors and trying to get people excited about something that's just not ready or not out yet. And you know, I used to when I first started. I mean, I was a fanboy. I just thought DJI just walked on water, and then of course, as time passes and you have their products, you realize when you first buy a product of theirs, it's not ready. It's just not ready.
No, it's
Right.
not.
This doesn't
Never.
work. That doesn't work. The firmware, you know, and then 3 or 4 or 5 firmware upgrades later. And you know, the only time that I seem to get these firmware upgrades is when I'm trying to get something done. I'm out there with the drone and I need to get a flight in, and I turn it on and boom, you need to upgrade this, you need to upgrade that. And it just, you're in a no-fly zone. It just, you know, and I'm saying, you know, you want to stomp on it because it won't let you do what you're out there to do.
Well, a few hours ago, Dan, Drone Worship, he was pumping the Solo and how they upgrade all the time, and he says they're right out there. They keep updating all the time, but DJI has just got a big presence in the market. That's the problem.
Well, I agree. The point I'm trying to make by bringing this up was, how do I put this delicately?
You can put it bluntly.
At this point, I actually don't give a shit about the next drone they're coming out with. I could care less whether it's a Spark 2 or a Mavic Mini or any of that. When you got it and it's ready to go, release it and then tell me about it. But this stuff, I just stopped following all these people now. I got so tired of with the rumors and oh, here's a picture and this means that and this is the other thing. And
well, in all fairness, we don't know if that's DJI. What to be more factual is that's the content creators that are pushing it out there. That's not DJI. DJI may be feeding certain people. That could be a possibility. I'm not excluding that. You know, every major company is going to have their people that they're going to let stuff out with. But a majority of those people, and I know too, and I'm that way it stays where it is, that they get a lot of pre-release stuff and they keep their mouths zipped and they don't say a word until it comes time.
Yeah, but, you're right. It may not be DJI, Steve, that I'm tired of. It's probably the whole way that it works with the YouTube guys. And I guess in thinking about it, it's probably the YouTube crap that I'm tired of. All of these, and I don't know if you saw a video that Droning On. Ash. Yeah. Now he put out this video the day after Bill had that big live stream with Hey Kestelou on and Drone DJ. And I couldn't. I saw what the title said, and I couldn't even watch it. That's unfortunately what's happened. I don't care. I don't care. I have drones, and they work great, and they're everything I could ever want in a drone. And I was the guy that bought them the first day they came out. I mean, I was right there ordering that stuff, and even lately was all I could do not to order that stupid digital FPV thing that they came out with. I was ready to order it on the first, and I'm glad that I didn't, because there's a lot of things about that I'm not ready to buy into yet, and I think that the biggest point is that it's DJI. It's proprietary as hell. You have to register it. You know, there's going to be, every time you turn it on, there's going to be a firmware update or some nonsense. And the thing that I love, the thing that's really hooked me about the FPV thing is the fact that it's like open source. Everything is open source. Everything, the hardware all works. Anybody's hardware works with anybody else's. The software, the beta flight is all open source stuff. The transmitter software, OpenTX, is all open source. Nothing proprietary. You can choose which pieces and parts you want to do, and I like the freedom to do that, because I got a pair of DJI goggles that I can't use with anything. I just can't use them with anything. Now, had I bought the RE, but they weren't out when I bought mine, then I would have had at least an analog receiver in them that you could use for regular racing drones. So what did DJI do when they made their new goggles? They did not put an analog receiver in it. So those goggles are completely useless with anything except their single piece of hardware, their camera, and their box that goes in the drone won't work with any camera except their camera. And their camera is useless unless it's hooked into their box.
Yep, it's all proprietary to the system.
Yeah, and I mean, but I'm holding out. I mean, I've always thought that the technology is there to get a good digital feed from these FPV drones, which will be, the flying experience will be the difference between night and day. But I'm waiting for the open side of the industry to come out with a system that integrates with all this stuff that's already out there, because you've seen, I mean, I've been at it a short time and I got a whole wall full of drones already. You've seen these guys, these FPV guys, in their studios, and their entire wall is just covered. And when I first saw that, I said, how the hell does that happen? And
trophies.
Next thing I know, I got a wall full of drones now. So it happens. Mike Roche is here. Hey, Mike, how are you? We need it. Mike Roche can't use StreamYard because evidently his computer, for some reason, doesn't have the correct browser. Is that right, Mike? And if that's
all he needs is he can use Firefox or Chrome.
Yeah, I thought Chrome worked on an Apple or whatever, didn't it?
Yeah.
But you got to use what is it? That other what do they use that first? What's
it doesn't work on? It doesn't work on Safari from Apple. That's why
it doesn't work on Safari
or a Mac. You just have to use either Firefox or Chrome.
But you can.
But there is a way. There is a way. Yeah.
You can use your cell phone or a tablet to chime in on these things too. You don't have to use a computer. You can't host a stream with a tablet or cell phone, but you can join. Paul's sitting there on his phone. You can join a stream on the phone, I think. So I mean, I like Mike. I miss him on my show here.
Yeah, Paul, what are you using for your browser on your phone?
I just clicked on the link in the email and boom, I'm right here. I'm guessing the phone's natural browser it comes with. It's an Android phone. I do have
Chrome.
Chrome. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it must be Chrome. I've got Chrome on here, but I had to download that. I have a Dolphin, another browser. I don't think it's using that. I can't even tell what browser it's on now. Whatever, it probably Chrome if I click on the link. I would imagine
I'm sure it is. That's the stock browser for it.
We need to start a GoFundMe page here to raise like $249 so we can send Mike Roche one of these cheap Chromebooks. So because he doesn't want to pollute his computer with one of these browsers, and in a way I can't blame him. But we'll send him one of these Chromebooks, these cheap ones, that are good for nothing but the internet, and then he can join us back in our streams again. What do you think, Mike?
I know poor Mike was having problems for the longest time earlier on this year. I know he was having problems with his laptop crashing and then crashing and then crashing to have to rejoin the stream.
Yeah, he had the problem where, and this was with Hangouts, which I don't miss in the slightest little bit.
No, I don't.
Had I known about the StreamYard stuff earlier, I wouldn't have been using Hangouts as long as I did. This is a terrific solution. Mike says he'll take free stuff. All right,
and it's been going since October last year.
Yeah, I never heard. There's some other ones too.
Yeah.
There's some other ones, but
Mike, this is your lucky day. I'm sorry, I got to chime in. I just switched my internet provider at the house because my home Wi-Fi is horrible. It's working now, but I'm probably on my cell phone. But Mike Roach, my internet company, I'm switching to Fios Verizon, and they're offering a $200 Samsung Chromebook to sign up for them, and I have no use for it.
Oh, what a match!
So you're lucky day, Mr. Roach.
Hey, I'm a matchmaker. Look at this. Yeah, boy. Well, Mike has given so he's given so much to the community that I don't think there'd be any shame in him taking a little back. But I mean, he's my boy. He made his worldwide live stream debut on my show, and I miss having him here. I'm gonna have to have a Thursday, Mike, where I don't use StreamYards, where I use just OBS, where you can Skype in. Mm-hmm. And we'll get you in there. The problem with doing it that way is it's more complicated on my end to manage. You know how Ken, when he does his show, even though he uses wire crash or whatever you call it, you still have to manage all of those guests. Whereas with the StreamYards, I mean, I can put you guys over there. I can get rid of you guys altogether. I can make you all big or small, or it's really easy way to manage up to 6 people. It
is. I actually subscribe for the plan because I want to be able to start live streaming more. And so I took the chance because I know you're using the free version, seeing it up there. And I mean, it's great, but I figured I would take the chance. I'll subscribe for 1 year because I got the discounted rate. So that rate stays locked in for lifetime if I decide to renew it.
How do you do that? How'd you get a discounted rate?
It was only for 1 week or something like that. It came out for, you should have received an email from Gage from StreamYard.
Not everyone received the email.
I didn't get it. I don't remember getting it.
Only random people did.
Oh, okay.
What does it cost if you subscribe? $20 a month or something like that?
Yeah, but that's a yearly price, so you pay the full year up front. But it's $20 a month. But we got it down. It was like $16 and some cents, so they knocked some more off from it.
I'm trying to keep up with it.
What are the advantages to subscribing?
I'm sorry?
What are the advantages to subscribing as opposed to the free?
You can get rid of the banner up over there where it says powered
by StreamYard. Yeah.
You can pull that off. You can put your own banner up there. You can put your own background. So like Trevor has got his background and everything running there. You I don't know about animation, but you can put your own backgrounds in without having to use OBS or any other software. You can do it on its own strictly within StreamYard.
Yeah, well, Matt, Trev and I are both driving, which is another reason that I like this StreamYards is because it accepts the camera input that the virtual camera that OBS puts out. And Trev, you got butterflies in your ears.
Yeah, I'm changing that.
That's cool. I like that. I'm waiting for you to fly away, man. But I like the fact that I can still have all my funny stuff with my backgrounds and all the multiple cameras and use all that stuff, and it just sticks it in my window. So I still have the full control of OBS. The only thing I can't do is get rid of their powered by StreamYard logo. You know what I mean? And I'm going to let it go for a little while longer. And if I continue to use it, I'll pay for it. I've always felt that way about software. If you're benefiting from somebody's software,
it's in Steve's window, so who cares?
Yeah, what was funny is we had 6 of us on one day, and Art was on there, and when we had the 6 window layout on it, it was right over his face, and there was nothing we could do about it.
Oh, I gotta get him on there because then I'm going to.
Where's Art tonight? He usually shows up around here.
There you go, Mike.
If he comes in, pop out because I got work to do. I was trying to work and do this at the same time, but it's going to be way too noisy for you guys. So
no, okay if you work, but no, it's always good to have you. Paul. Always good to have you.
Yeah, I'd have to drag you out to the van, and you'd be screaming like, "Shut up!" because you're going to hear boxes flying and garbage cans going. I got a lot of noise to make.
I saw you got a. Did I see your deal on Ken Herron show? Did Ken Herron play your video at the bridge?
He did. He sped it up a bit. I expected him to do that, and I know he couldn't play the music because, God forbid, he gets copyright flag. But yeah, he did. I was on there a week from tonight. I guess he's on tonight too. I guess
that's a thrill. Well, we have Ed Myers here, so I know Ed Myers, but. I don't know him under the name Edward Myers. So how you doing, Ed? Let me.
Hey, Ed. Trying to come in to the chat? Because I got to bounce out anyway. So
no. He's just in the chat.
Okay.
Let me give him a blue wrench. I hate to see white people. I'm not a racist, but I just hate to see white people in the chat.
It's so funny because it's not racist.
I want to see everybody blue.
Mike is starting up his own live stream. Well, good, Mike. That's great. That's great, man. Just don't do it at 6 o'clock on Thursday, would you?
Or at sunrise on Sunday.
Yeah, there you go. Or Saturday. When are you going to do it, Mike? When are you going to? You're going to have to pick a time like 3 a.m. or something in the morning over here. It really is ridiculous. I guess everybody's just doing it to build time. It's the only way you can build time. You got to have an awful lot of subscribers to build the kind of watch time you need by just uploading videos, because most people will watch 2 or 3 minutes of your video and they'll be on to the next thing.
And this is what'll build your live stream up. Look at Claude, how quickly he's got his hours up. But he's got a long ways to go for the subscribers, unfortunately.
Oh man, I'll tell you, I'm sneaking up on it. I'm kind of on track. I started this whole channel in last December. Seems like it's been 5 years, but it hasn't. It's only
you've grown quite a bit.
Yeah, it's only been. I'm almost to 800 subscribers, and I'm over 3,000 watch hours now. So if I just keep this pace up, I'll make it. And according to what's that site that tells you?
Social Blade?
Yeah, Social Blade. According to them, I can look forward to about $3.34 a month.
I think I'm under $1 myself.
Mike Roche was kidding. He's not starting one.
Why not?
Everybody's congratulating him.
Oh, Mike. Well, there you go. When there's a market, you got to fill it, Mike. There's a market for your live stream.
I guess he fooled us.
Are you just breaking your chop, Mitch?
Yeah. I thought he was for real. Why not? Everybody else has got a live stream. Why not you? Steve Carpenter's going to start a live stream.
And I'm not.
Sunsets in California.
Not even that often. trying to get to do something where I can fill in on maybe the evenings and stuff. Because me being on the Pacific Coast, I got a benefit to it. Coming on earlier for me, but yet it'd be later for you guys.
I love these. I have such a great time doing this. I never thought I would. I just like it, and I don't like it if I'm by myself and I feel like I have to entertain.
Keep talking.
Right. But it's like a poker game. It's like having a Thursday night poker game with the guys. I mean, it's and whoever shows up, it's great. It's great company, and the 2 hours usually goes like this.
Oh yeah.
And I've got I don't want to just sit here and show off my stuff, but I got stuff on all sides of me, because I figure if I get stuck here by myself, I'm going to have to do something,
Yeah. And sometimes you might have to call in Spank, but he don't say anything.
No, I got it. Well, he does.
Oh, sorry, he does.
There he is. Yeah.
How you going, Kiwi?
Who's that?
Yeah,
Kiwi. Yeah.
Kiwi's just dropped in.
But back where you were addressing before, what the conversation was talking about is all these people out there with their different breaking news and all this rumor stuff flying around. It has to be curtailed some, I feel.
I agree. That's why when I started the conversation, I prefaced it by saying, "Is it just me?" Because I never considered myself a normal, average person. I've always, the things in my life that I've done have never been what the average guy's doing. I seem to march to the tune of a different drummer, and so just because, in fact, I a lot of times in business I have to be careful, because just because I feel a certain way, I can't expect everybody else to feel about anything the way that I feel. So you have to try to reach out for opinions. Mm-hmm. We have another invader in the green room here.
Send him in.
Should we let him in?
Yeah, I'll bounce out, man. I gotta go to work, man.
Well, we got room. Well, all right, Paul. Well, listen, it's always good to see you. And I did want to tell you how much I enjoyed that video that you did with the bridge, man.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That was a lot of fun to fly. I like that place, man. It's beautiful over there. It's limited times when you could fly there, though. There's a lot of TFRs near the city, but I got lucky that day.
That was but I mean that was just epic, and those are the kind of videos that I just put a smile on my face. I just love to see stuff like that. There was that. In fact, I commented, if you remember, the reveal that you did on that when you opened up.
Yes, I remember. Thank you for that.
That was just professional type cinematography. It really was, Paul. So kudos on that. And
you just keep getting better and better and better at your profession there, sir.
Yeah, and just keep
pressure's on.
Keep them dry. That's all. Just keep them dry, Paul. Keep them dry.
Dry.
Yeah, high and dry. That's it, buddy. Yeah. I like chasing boats lately. I got so much boat footage. I'm going to be putting out a lot of boat chases.
I like that. I like that kind of stuff. I've gotten to the point where if I'm not super impressed really or wowed by something that I myself did, I'm not going to put it up just for the sake of putting crap up. Which is why I've been doing quite a bit of FPV flying, okay, and I'm recording a lot of this stuff, but it's it's just flying around. There's nothing interesting about it, and so I'm waiting until I get something that's cool, something I think that might be enjoyable to watch, rather than just look at me, look how good I fly. I don't want to do that. So.
There's so much of that out there. I mean, it's great, all right. Yeah, people just trying to do it just to get content.
Yeah, and that's okay. But again, I love watching that stuff, but you can only watch so much of it.
Agreed.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming, Paul. And I'm going to let our mystery guest in here, and we'll say goodbye to you, buddy, and we'll see you the next time.
Good to see you, Paul.
Guys.
Take care, buddy.
Trevor, Mitch.
Take care. All right, and replacing him,
Clapping for Paul. How are you, sir?
Conrad.
I wanted to show you my my new quads, the Chameleon. I got a Schizo.
Holy
And the
mackerel.
Acrobat. Just so you know, the Acrobat is the what do they call that? The generic. It's not the actual.
Oh, you got one like I got then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it works. Flies wonderful.
It's terrific. Here, this is here. Let me make myself big here. This is
Yeah.
this is mine. So does yours look like mine?
I'm going to show you. I have a question. What camera are you using on top of that?
The Firefly.
Any good? Worth it?
You know, it's not bad. It's a tiny little thing.
Yeah. I've owned one once, but as far as the quality of the video,
Yeah, you know, how good do you need? I mean, what are we shooting for Hollywood here, for God's sakes? You know. Yeah. So let's see it, man.
I'm a coming. You showed me yours. I'll show you mine.
That's right. Show and tell. I like this show and tell stuff. Yeah.
This is the Acrobrat.
Acrobrat. And it's a great flying little quad.
Let me tell you, I put an 850 milliamp battery on this, and I go for over 6 minutes. I don't know if I'm going too slow, but I just keep going and going and going. It's crazy.
I think I use a 654 cell on mine, and I get a good 5 minutes with it.
Yeah, it just keeps flying and flying. And I'm with you. I mean, I want to start learning a few tricks, but I like cruising. I'm going to show you my other ones. Be right back.
Okay, man. And I'll show you some of my new ones that I'm working on here. Let me make this bigger. I don't have enough. I love guys like Carlos, man, because it shows me that I'm not the only one with this particular disease, this particular illness.
Schizo Nova.
I've never heard of that. Now,
is that like these little? You see, like these little? They almost look like they're protective. But
wait a minute, hold on a second. Let me figure out how to make you.
Push that little box in his picture.
There we go. Gotcha. Okay.
Camera. This is a GoPro Session.
Okay.
But this one also, I have to learn. It's a little, how would I say, twerky. For that, I have to learn how to move my sticks a little bit slower. But this one is also good. This is a 5-inch, by the way.
Oh, okay,
cool. They look like claws almost, or something like that. Prehistoric. And then my last one. Dun, 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 dun.
I see we got Mel 400 AGL in the chat room, and he got my the little 3D printed boat fenders that I did. Oh, is that a real marmot, or is that knockoff marmot?
The real one. This is a 6-inch Chameleon.
Oh, that's a Chameleon. Okay, wow.
That's a big
Did
guy.
you win the lottery or something?
No, I got rid of all my DJI stuff and traded it.
Oh, wow.
It's no longer DJI. I'm done.
That's well, this is more fun, isn't it? This is more fun.
Night and day. It's a whole nother world. I'm loving it.
So
it's oh, by the way, this one has a built-in DVR. I can throw the SD card in here.
What kind of camera is it? Hold on a second. Let me make you big again. Okay. What kind of is it? Is it like a run cam split or a CADX turtle?
I think it's a run cam, if I had to guess. Hard to see in there. But what I like is I believe this DVR actually records sound too.
Yeah, they do. They most of them have little microphones on them, and the sound when you throw it in an editor usually is very loud, and some of them really sound screechy and everything. But when I edit that in Premiere Pro, I throw a filter on it, and
I would have to add Chris, I'm not sure the camera. The camera's only so. You know what? I'm getting interference with the camera to the FPV goggles, but the camera using the DVR is beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of noise somewhere over here, I'm thinking, with the wire.
Did you build that, or did you buy it already built?
Yeah, I bought it built.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. That's cool.
And this thing goes pretty far, let me tell you, really far.
Have you used any of the long range? I'm using these. See, guys, we're going to bore the hell out of everybody now because we're talking FPV technical shit. What happened Trev shut his camera off. Okay, we put him right to sleep. Steve is sleeping over there.
I'm
Yeah,
I have to text somebody at work. That's all.
I'm joking. Anyway, okay. Well, you showed me yours, and you guys saw that. You guys, all right. Here we go. You guys saw this this Tyro 129 that I built.
that's the 7-inch, right?
That's the 7-inch, yeah. And this antenna on it here, this antenna that comes out the sides,
Right.
is the R9 Tyrannus R9 Mini, and it's a tiny little thumbnail size receiver, but it's on the 900 megahertz band, and it's got just tremendous range. It's right up there with the Crossfire, and you can buy the module for your Tyrannus and a receiver for 60 or 70 bucks. I mean, it's not, and the receivers are like $20, $21 a piece. So I'm using these on all my new quads, simply because the range is tremendous. And then I'm putting 800 milliwatt video transmitters in them. So I can probably go off quite a distance, but this, I've flown a couple packs on it so far. Nothing fancy, but it's for $129, man. It's a deal. It is.
How big a battery on that, Mitch?
I'm using the same size battery as I use on my 5-inch quads, because it's got pretty much the same size motors, and I'm using a 1500 milliamp 4-cell on this, and I get about 5 minutes out of it, and you can cruise around. It's got the GPS rescue. It's got the GPS module, which I mounted out here on the arm. And
is that also a Triumph Team Black Sheep antenna on it?
No, it's a Banggood. It's a Eachine Chinese knockoff of a TBS antenna, and it came with the drone for $129. You got the antenna, you got the GoPro mount came with it, you get the GPS module came with it, everything. Wow. It's absolutely incredible for $129, and it's not a bit. So I finished that, and I said, I really like the way these 7-inchers fly. So I got this one. This is under construction now. Wow,
the arms on that bad boy.
What this one is? Let me get the rubber band off the holding the. This one is a GEP RC frame, 7-inch frame, and it is the most. The frame was $60 on Amazon. It's the most beautifully made frame I have ever seen. The edges of all the arms and everything are chamfered beautifully, finished beautifully. It comes with the 3D printed TPU camera mount. Okay, and on the back, it comes with a 3D printed mount for a GPS antenna and the VTX antenna, the video antenna, and there's also holes in here for tubes if you want to use a standard receiver. But I'm going to put one of those T antennas on it as well. And what I did, this thing has got. Let me get the top plate here. It's got screws in it, but this is it's big. It's a 7-inch quad. This is the top plate for it.
But it looks light, even though it's big.
Yeah, it's not much heavier than a 5-inch. But right. I bought these. I don't know how you pronounce it. The Xing XING. They're made by iFlight. They're supposed to be X-ING. They're supposed to be tremendous motors, and these are their kind of budget version. They're about $15 a piece. And they're gorgeous. They got huge bearings in them, the machining in it, everything.
The economy or
Echo? Yeah, EC, yeah. And God, I haven't run them yet. They're terrific. And then I 3D printed these feet that screw up underneath the motors that are made out of TPU, which is a rubbery thing. Instead of sticking on the stick-on deals, they just screw in under the motor. So it's got the feet. And I put in this that Cadex Tarsier camera with the two.
Is that a high def?
It's 4K.
Oh, shit. Nice.
Yeah. The top camera is 4K, and the bottom is the FPV. And the problem that solves is I have a couple of those split camera deals like you have on yours, and the FPV feed suffers because it's split.
Right.
So they solved it by having two complete and different setups. And interestingly enough, if you see right behind the camera, mounted on some standoffs, is all the electronics for the camera, including the SD card. See it there? See the SD card?
Right. So we got to put the SD card.
And all that mounts way up front, right behind the camera, and then way in the back here, I've got the VTX mounted out there back near the antenna, and then you got all this room in the middle here. I'm waiting for the flight controller. I'm going to use the Mamba F4 in this thing, and it's going to have GPS, and then there's room in here for one of those lost drone beepers. So this is going to be a 7-inch that's got.
And what is that, number 7 or 8?
I don't know. I lost count. It's a lot. Yeah, got them everywhere. But this,
good for you.
This I think is going to become my favorite quad. I just love this frame. This is
now, the guy that set these up, just so you know, I have 5 different quads on one setup. Like I don't have 5 different categories on my X-Lite. They're all under the same.
Really, I don't do it that. No, I don't do it that way. I just copy. I take one that's the same. You know, pretty much everything's the same, and I create a new model. And the reason I like to have a separate model for each is because I like to find there's certain things that I want to fine tune the endpoints of the channels and everything, and that would screw it up. But you can copy a model and give it a different name and start from there.
Right.
Yeah. But I know a lot of guys do it your way. A lot of guys will just
you save space.
You're still locked on you, Mitch.
Oh yeah, I was just thinking about how selfish I'm being here. Here we go. Okay. At any rate, that's my project, and I'm waiting for I had to get the flight controller from Banggood because everybody else was out of it, but it was in the US warehouse. So they said it shipped, but you don't get any tracking numbers or anything. So it'll get here when it gets here. It's not
on a slow boat to China. And by the way, Mitch, is coming in through Long Beach. It's not coming in through the East Coast.
Yeah, well, they have a warehouse. They do have a warehouse here, and if you buy it from the U.S. warehouse, it costs you about $3 more.
Oh, that's worth it.
Yeah, but it's worth it because the shipping is, they say, 2 to 7 days instead of 8 to 20 days. But I get this stuff, and it's not like I got nothing to fly, you know.
Yeah, no, now I'm up to 1, 2. I have 5. Well, I have 7 that can do acro, you know, including the and I'm done with the DJI there. See ya.
You know what you guys are going to have to do? You're going to have to get one of the Wheel of Fortunes, put the name of all your drones on there, and then you just spin it. And now you're going to go out to fly.
And go fly.
I got at least 2 in case one crashes.
You know, this is my marmot, and it's like yours, and I've got the Cadex Turtle.
Okay.
Split camera on it, so it also has an SD card in it. And this is a nice flying drone, but that new frame, interestingly enough, this it's hard to see because of the little picture, but this I'm trying to show you the difference in size here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and the difference in length. See, the difference in length is
that's huge,
amazingly different, and the extra length on this new one is really. Put something down here. Really nice when it comes to have room to mount all these different boards and have room. That marmot was very tight. I never could have put this in there. There was no room for this stack for the camera in the marmot. So this particular frame here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a video about it and put a complete parts list in there because it really, haven't added it up yet. Probably scare me, but I don't think it's going to be that bad as far as what it cost. I used the flight controller was like and ESCs, the stack was like $46. That's that Diatone Mamba, and that's kind of a tried and true flight stack. It's not an F7 like I've been using, but I don't notice the difference when I fly them. So why spend $130 for a flight stack when you can get something for less than 50 that does the same thing? And I think a lot of the guys, I think that EBR uses uses those too. They're very popular, and a lot of these local companies like Race Day Quads, which is right here in Orlando, or Get FPV, which is right here in Florida, they're always sold out of those things. So
I'm getting my batteries from Race Day Quads, RDQ batteries. They're pretty good and they're inexpensive.
Yeah. And they're just right here in Orlando. I mean, I could 45-minute drive from me if I needed something that quick. I could actually go over there and pick it up. But
reasonably priced as well.
Yeah, that's good company to do business with, and they do get the stuff out. I just ordered the receiver for this new quad from them. And
boneheaded move I made was brand new battery. I used it once. The next day I took it out, and you know how you're supposed to wrap the not only the connector but the balancing lead,
the pigtail. Yeah,
I didn't think mine was long enough, and my prop
cut it right off. Huh? Well, get out your soldering iron there.
No, I gave it to Chris because I wasn't even going to bother, because that has like 4 or 5 different wires, and then on top of that, when I handled it, I didn't realize. He said, "Be careful, you don't want to touch those wires either."
No, you don't want to touch them together, because each one of those wires it goes in between the different cells.
Right. So you got to be careful with that also. Oh
yeah, you a lot of energy stored up in one of those things.
Used it once and that was it. It was gone.
I
won't do that again. I can tell you that.
Nah, it's like a steak dinner at a restaurant. It's gone. You ate it.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I gotta get going here. I gotta get a few things done around here. I got a new microphone. I want to get it set up before Saturday, because Art invited me on his show as his guest.
Cool. Oh, that's great.
I want to have it set up so I don't have this microphone here anymore.
Well, make sure that you have it in the picture, because it looks very professional when you have it.
Actually, it looks pretty similar. It's one like Lloyd has, but it's a newer model. It's an MXL.
Oh, okay.
It looks a lot like yours.
Yeah, they look like studio mics. This one is that Audio Technica, and
in fact, these two are almost identical to each other. The Audio Technica, and that.
Yeah, and I don't know if anybody can even tell the difference, to tell you the truth.
I like the sound that comes out of the MXL and the Audio Tech. I was torn between the two. It's just that this one was on sale, so I said, decision.
The decision is made for you.
Yeah.
Does my audio sound so bad from the phone, or you can hear me fine?
You actually sound pretty good. You sound pretty good.
So thanks for letting me on, and I wish you a great rest of your evening. And Trevor, good to see you, and good morning. Thanks again, man.
Hey, thanks for coming. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Anytime, Steve. Anytime.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, I'll see you in Ken Hearn's chat room a little later.
Yeah. Have a great time, everybody. Have a great evening, everybody.
Okay, buddy. Take care. Bye-bye.
I'm surprised that people put anything on the chat on Ken's channel, because it just flies right by.
Let's see, which way do we want that? There we go. I don't, because you can't. What'll happen? Somebody says hello to you, and you can't. Things go so fast. You can't just sit there. You either watch the show,
right,
or you watch the chat. And
makes sense.
So what do we got here? Looks like half the people have bailed on us. Is there another live stream on or something?
The only other one I know is Night Train. I got what do they call that? I got a notification.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's so competitive, But anyway, thanks for you guys that are sticking in here with me. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. And
waiting on a delivery from UPS. I have T-Mobile. Buy 2 phones, only pay for 1.
Oh, you get one of those 2-for-1 deals.
Yeah. Well, like I have a friend that's on my plan because he was paying like double what he's paying me now for the same service, same company, but he needed a phone. So I searched for a phone, and then I asked him if they happen to have any kind of deals, and they said, yeah, we have such and such phone, buy one get one free. I said, all right, because my son needs a phone. I don't know if I shared the story where he got locked out of his phone. He pressed the wrong button, and they hacked it. Thank God it wasn't. Yeah. Yep. I can't use the phone at all. It has this fake, you've been something by the FBI, pay us $500 and use one of those gift cards so you can get the, it's a whole scam.
Yeah.
But
that's too bad.
But I tell you what, he won't do that again because he woke me up like after midnight. Dad, the FBI wants money from me. I was like, I don't think so. And then when I saw how they wanted to get paid, it was definitely,
Oh, this is about, go out and buy gift cards. Yeah. I'll be, yeah.
That's FBI style.
Yeah. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Have you ever been bothered by the guys that pretend to be tax collectors also?
Nah. You
never got hit with that one?
No, I don't get too many of those things. I do get some woman named, I think, Michelle Lopez or something, evidently at some point had my phone number.
Oh,
and old Michelle is not in great financial shape, evidently.
Yeah.
So I get these robocalls, we have, there's an action against you currently in the click, so I got to the point where I don't even answer that crap anymore.
I block numbers a lot.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah. And there's just a lot of awful people in this world, aren't there? People that just
trying to manipulate. You know what? They scammed my mother for $1,000 recently. They told her that my son was in trouble. Don't tell his dad and this, that, and the other. And she gave him $1,000. And I said, you know what? There should have been no reason why you didn't tell me. So anyway, long story short, they scammed her out of $1,000.
Did you read the chat? Drone Shots came on and he said Dale Jr. and his family were in a bad plane crash. I hadn't heard that.
About the race car driver?
Well, who else? Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Wow. I hadn't heard that. Let's see if there's.
Well, the fact that they're alive is pretty amazing.
Well, you don't know. You don't know.
The cops.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. survives plane crash at small Tennessee airport.
Wow.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. family hospitalized after small plane crash in Tennessee, sister says. Let's see if I can find that article here. 42 minutes ago. Says, here, let me hang on a second here, guys. Let me go over to the
I only know one person
here and let you guys look along with me. Dale Earnhardt Jr. family hospitalized after small plane crash in Tennessee. There's a video in there. I don't want to play the video and get a copyright. It's Fox News. I don't want to get a copyright slam, but
straight.
His wife and daughter were hospitalized after a small plane crash in Tennessee. I confirmed Dale, Amy, and Isla, along with his two pilots, were involved in a crash in Bristol, Tennessee. Everyone is safe and has been taken to the hospital for further evaluation. We have no further information. Well, holy mackerel. Look at this.
It's a lot of smoke.
No, it's a jet.
Was it a jet?
Corporate jet.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's.
I don't know one of the person personally that survived the plane crash. This lady that used to go to the church we went to.
Wow, look at that. But I mean, it looks like a survivable crash. It doesn't look. You probably wouldn't have gotten banged up any more than you would in a car accident in that thing. But holy mackerel, a lot of smoke.
Don't take a day for granted, right?
Say what?
Don't take a day for granted. It could be your last. You never know.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
The older I'm getting.
But that happened. It looks like what happened was the thing ran off the runway or something. If it happened at the airport.
Wow.
I'm sure we'll hear more about that. But wow, that's really something. Yes, sir. Breaking news. Breaking news.
Tiny Hawk flight.
Say what?
Did you see Mel's Tiny Hawk flight yet?
No, did he?
He posted one a few hours back.
Oh, did you? I know I hadn't seen that.
He did some fancy flying, although I think part of it was luck. He went through some like stand benches, which is really good actually.
Oh, that's cool. I have to watch that.
That was pretty neat.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Let me get you guys back in the picture here. There we go. So look what I made. Look,
looked a little wobbly. I think he said it fell off.
Look what I made.
What is it? Oh,
it's a GoPro.
What is that one for?
Anything I want. It's a GoPro mount. It's made out of TPU. It's made out of no. It's made out of rubber.
I have another one that I can use.
I got a Runcam 5. You know, I bought. You know, they were selling these.
$99. I heard they're on sale, right?
The Runcam. Yeah, I paid $100 for it. It's terrific.
That's from where?
It's exactly the same size as a GoPro Hero. It fits exactly in. That's a nice thing. You can print any of these mounts that you print up.
Right.
Let's see, where's the top of this thing?
And where'd you get that from? Banggood?
No, I got this, I think, from Get FPV or one of those. But any mount that fits the GoPro will take the Runcam.
Because I know they're normally like $165.
No. The Runcams are $100. They're $100 everywhere. The Runcam 5, and it's a nice camera. They've got a really strange way of changing the settings on it. You actually do it on your cell phone, and it puts a code up on the screen, and you aim the camera at it. You know, and it reads the code and changes the settings. You know, I bought one of these GoPros that these refurb GoPro Hero 5s that Amazon had. I bought one of them, and the thing would not hold the charge for more than 2 days. Every 2 days, the battery was. So I sent it back. I returned it, and I just figured, you know what, these things. I'm not producing Hollywood movies with these things. It's
right.
These other cameras are to show a flight on YouTube are perfectly all right. And that I'm anxious to see how that Tarsier, that split camera 4K is. They were like $90.
EBR got one of those. I'm not sure what he's going to put it in though. Tarsier.
Yep, Tarsier. You know what the name Tarsier means?
Sounds French.
It's an animal. It's a little animal. It's a little animal that has these big eyes, and it looks like that camera. There,
I think the marmot is a weasel.
The marmot's an animal too. Yeah. But,
Armatan, from what I understand, is a northern wind, a strong northern wind, or something to that effect. Armatan.
I don't know what that is. But
Night Train was giving us a little bit of trivia there.
Oh, early. Okay. Anyway, there's the Tarsier with those big eyes. See, kind of cool.
I'm figuring the Japalura is probably an animal too.
You gotta come up. You gotta figure something to name these different quads. But the
company French Canadian. I think Night Train was saying that one of the owners.
Armaton.
Yeah,
could be. I don't know. All I know is that he and Joshua Bardwell are having a hell of a feud.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, but what?
A feud. Yeah, they won't talk to each other anymore.
Oh God. Drama. But anyway, that's another.
Hey, what happened to the background there, Trev? Uh-oh, can't hear you.
No,
still can't hear you.
Hope is on. Hello, Chris.
Oh,
Did
hey,
you
Mel is here.
convince him to FPV yet? I know he's playing with the idea.
Okay, everybody, let's welcome the famous, the one and the only Mel Koch 400 AGL. There he is. How's that
listen to all that fancy sound effects, applause stuff you got going on.
Yeah. Don't tell me about Mel. I watched your deal with Lloyd the other night.
Yeah, we have sound effects. Hi guys. Hey Trevor, Carlos, Mitch.
Good
Man.
evening, sir.
Oh,
show them the little bumpers.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I forgot to bring the fenders.
The bumpers look like little hot dogs. They're cool. They, little boat bumpers for his model boat, fenders that hang on the rope, So I printed them up with the same red TPU that I used for this thing, and they came out pretty good.
As long as they work.
Well, it's a model boat have you seen this model boat that he's building?
Some of those are really, they're really fast. There's some Gene RC, somebody does reviews on those.
Well, he's building a scale model of a Chris Craft, and that's quite it's quite a project. I mean, he's building that out of wood. He's cutting out all the formers and all that.
Wow, out of wood. Gotcha.
Yeah. All right, Mel, we're gonna make you.
Nice.
Oh, look at that.
That's just the first 3 ribs. Well, the 4th one's not in yet, but that's just the bow.
That's going to be a big boat.
It's going to be 4 feet long. Almost 4 feet long.
So let's see the fenders.
Yeah, they look like sausages, man, like you give to your puppy or you cook them up with eggs.
I know they're about that size.
I'll tell you what, these things
nice.
Turned out fantastic. I got the
hole. Oh yeah, I can see the hole there. The thread.
I'll tell you, Mel. I didn't tell you this, but I actually printed them twice because the first batch when I printed them 6 up had all the strings, all stringy coming out of them all over. Where it went from one to the next. That TPU stuff gets very stringy when it doesn't retract very well.
Oh.
So I said I don't like these. These are terrible. So I printed 6 of them one at a time. For you.
Oh my God, you're kidding me.
No, I mean, it's no big deal. The printer does all the work. You just hit the button and say go.
Yeah, I know, but still.
So I got 6 of them too.
Oh.
I got 6 of them too. I'm going to try.
After you did that, and did you let them print all the way through?
What do you mean?
The first batch?
Oh yeah. I let it go all the way through because I thought maybe I could clean them up.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
They were bumpy. They had the little bumps, and this rubber stuff, you can't sand it or finish it like you can the plastic. It's terrible, So I said I'm a perfectionist when it comes to stuff like that, and
you sure did a nice job on these, man. They turned out fantastic.
Well, I'm glad you like them, and I'll look forward to seeing them hanging off the side of the boat. You have to get some nice twine that looks like real marine line,
Yeah, something that will emulate rope really well.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna put a 2 round rings, to mount 2 in the front on the bow, on the hand railing, up front, and then I'll have 2 hanging on each side of the boat.
Cool.
But
what's it look like at the end? What kind of boat?
It's going to be a Chris Craft Constellation, big cabin cruiser.
Oh, nice. That's going to be neat.
And I got to show you what I'm getting ready to print myself. Oh man, I don't know if maybe I can do this.
Hold on a second. I'll make you big again.
Well, I'm not ready yet, but
all right, I'll make you small again.
I'm gonna.
I'm easy to get along with. You want to be big, small? Just let me know.
See, I'll try and open this one. Hopefully, this will be able to show up. I'm going to print these. Okay, now share. Where's this button at? Right there. And share screen. And share screen. And share screen. And switch browser. There, y'all ought to be able to see that now.
Hey, Mars FPV.
No. Oh yeah. Here we go. Okay. There
Now
it
it
is.
is.
That's going to be the cleats
Oh, cool.
for the boat and the boat dock, because you can't have a boat without a dock, right?
Holy.
So, and those things are, well, the whole pack of them is 110 wide. I think they're like 15 millimeters long. So they're not very big.
That's
And
a lot.
then let me see, where's my other stuff here. I wonder if this will show up. I'm gonna use, they make winches for the front of these rock trucks, these rock crawlers.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, imagine this. It's oval shaped. Okay, so that it won't spin on the spindle. So the spool will not spin on the spindle because it's oval shaped. The 4 mounting holes line up with the 4 holes in the top of, well, first I'll say this piece goes on top of this piece, like so, except right up here, like this, right? So that's where it'll live when you put it together. I'll center all these up.
Man, you're becoming a real 3D CAD whiz bang there, Mel.
Oh, I like playing with CAD. I've played with CAD for many years.
Well, that's terrific.
So there'll be clearance here for the screw heads that hold this piece onto the servo arm. And then I believe I made this 10 millimeter. So I'm going to get a roller bearing with a 10 millimeter ID on it so that I can mount the other end, because when it's on a servo and you put the 4 screws into the servo arms, right?
It'll turn.
The spool will be out here. You don't want side stress when you're winching. So that end bearing will be over here somewhere mounted, and this will be mounted. So when the servo rotates, there won't be any side stress on it. And I already went in and took the stop pin.
So it goes round. Yeah, they go round and round if you take the stop out of them.
Yep. I already took it apart and took the stop pin out of it. So this will be the up and down, and that's going to be the winch to raise and lower the anchor from the radio. Cool. So the next thing I'm going to design in CAD is what will look like a satellite dome, like on an RV that looks like satellite TV receiver, and also the radar unit that spins round and round.
How are you going to finish the boat? What are you going to do on the exterior?
That is going to be all. I've got a cedar log out here. I'm going to cut slabs off the cedar log 1/4 inch thick. I'm going to run it through the planer one time.
Yeah.
To smooth it on one side. And then I'm going to rip it into 1/2 inch wide strips. So it'll be about 1/8 or 3/16 inch thick. It'll be 1/4 inch wide. And then I'll start, you can't really see where the point is yet, but this corner right here is going to be where the freeboard is and the hull. So I'll start right here at this corner at the stern, and I'll run the strips along the ribs all the way and around the front to the bow. And I'll just keep running the strips the whole length until I get all the planks onto the hull. And as you come to the bottom of the boat where they're longer, they'll get cut off at an angle and brought into the front of the keel, just like you would a regular boat, so and it's all going to be cedar. So the hull will actually get painted, but a lot of the wood is going to just be like clear coated, because the cedar will be such good looking wood. Why would you want to cover it up?
What drove you to do that?
What do you mean?
I mean, what inspired you to want to take on a project like this? Well, you like RC boats, but building a boat like you're building is a project, man.
This will be the third one that I've built in
Really?
my lifetime.
Well, I'm going to show you something, Mel.
The first two were kit builds. This is actually built from scratch. I got the plans, and I don't know how well this will show up. I could share the website probably. I don't know if that, yeah. This is a cutout, a print of all of the parts, right?
Okay.
All the pieces of the keel, all the ribs, the top deck, and all that. And this is the actual printout of the PDF file of all those parts, and the people that print vinyl lettering and stuff. Those all run on a PDF file format. So if you take a design to a guy that does vinyl lettering, if you take him a PDF file, he can print whatever that design is.
We're looking at Trev here. Trev is
yeah, if I was a drinking man, Trevor'd make me fall off my chair right now. Good Lord Almighty.
He's taking me back to my younger days. I want to show you something.
Back to the 60s, right?
I want to show you something here, Mel. I'm going to go full screen for this, but I want you to see
this will be my first scratch build.
I want to show you something
before, but
let me show you something, Mel. I want to show you this, and just hang on a second.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
Now,
is that a skeleton in the front?
No, it's a Barbie doll. A friend of mine, his name is Tom Drake. The guy is a master craftsman.
Now, is that a Chris Craft or a Baby Gar, or what is that?
No, it's a Chris Craft. It's a absolute scale model of a Chris Craft, but with a gas engine in it and everything. But I'm going to see if I can find some of the. This was up at a big fly-in we had, but look at the woodwork.
Oh yeah,
I mean, this thing was exquisite, just exquisite. So I don't know. Yours is going to be almost that big, isn't it? That thing that's about 5 foot long.
Yeah, that one's mine's going to be about a foot shorter. This is going to be probably about 42 or maybe 43 inches long.
See the hatch on it there? It's got a pull starter on the motor. I'll let that run for a second, but this is a big fly-in up in South Carolina called Joe Knoll. It's a giant. You've probably heard of Joe Knoll fly-in. Mel, you're in RC. It's a giant scale fly-in at the Triple Tree Ranch every year. Thousands. Yeah, these little ones really move. But they have a lake on the property that we use for seaplanes. So Tom brought this boat up that year. We all got a chance to drive it. It's a blast. It really is. It really is cool. Look at it go.
Be cool if you could balance a what do they call that? Water skier in the back. Man,
he has a something that a tube, kind of like a tuber, a donut tube thing that he did tow around, and had a cartoon character sitting in the tube. It was a riot. But I just wanted to show you that, Mel, because that's what you're embarked on, is a project that magnitude, I think.
Exactly, and the
really nice.
Most of my wood is going to be painted. Now the top of the deck and stuff like you see on that, mine will look like that because I'm using the wood strips. That might even actually be a decal on there or paint. I don't know.
On his boat there, it's all planked. That boat is pure mahogany and everything else. He used exactly the same woods that they built the real one out of. It is an absolute exact scale. The frame, the structure of it is 100% scale, right down every piece of it, everything. It's an incredible piece of work. He spent years building that thing.
Why are they towing it with a fishing pole?
Because his motor quit and he couldn't get it started.
Well, how did they?
The guy cast. He went out and the guy with the fishing rod actually cast it out there and hooked onto the boat and towed it back in for him.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, but that, I mean, I was in awe over that thing.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's an amazing build.
I thought that was.
Mine's not going to be that long. That's a long boat. That's a big boat.
Are those gas or electric?
And mine's not going to be near that fast. It's going to be twin electrics.
Yeah. Electrics make more sense these days. This was shot back in 2011 is when I shot that stuff. But
you know, I used to back in 90 and 91, I used to race RC cars off road.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Traxxas? What's the famous Traxxas, right?
I had a Traxxas car. Well, my buddy had a Traxxas truck actually, but I had an Associated car and a Losi car. And right here is one of the batteries I used to run in my RC10 off-road. It's a 6-cell nickel metal.
Yeah.
And I charged it up the other day after sitting in a box of stuff for 30 years. Now, 1990. Okay. It charged up and works just fine.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
You can't do that with a LiPo, by
No,
God.
you can't either. I had some LiPos that were about 7 or 8 years old, and I could get them charged, but they didn't work. They didn't work that good. I've got to buy some bigger LiPos for some of these airplanes I got in my closet, because now I want to fly them, but I need some like 5,000 milliamp 6 cells. You know,
Well, get nickel. They're safer, and like these are 1800s.
no, but I need the power. I need the 75C, 100C. I need, these things are rocket ships. These airplanes, they need a lot of power.
These don't have C ratings on them.
No, nickel won't dump that kind of power that a LiPo would, but they're expensive.
Yeah,
you're talking $7,500 a battery now.
It won't catch fire the way a LiPo will.
No doubt about that. I got an old ammo can, metal ammo can, and I keep all my batteries in that ammo can and keep locked down shut. I mean, if one of them went up, it'd be a hell of a mess in there. But I think the can would probably
invest in something like that.
So I'm gonna build my own winch instead of buy one. Okay. Because I'm going to print the spool and fasten it to the servo, mount the servo under the deck, have the line come out through the deck and over the bow to the anchor.
That's going to be great, man. That's going to be cool.
I bought a Dan from Dinghy Drone.
What's his name today, Dan?
Yeah, he was telling me that it's really important to make sure I get good water flow and water pickup for the water cooling for the motors and the ESCs, because they're going to get that hot. So I bought a water pump.
Wow, really?
Yeah, they make water. If you Google YouTube videos, YouTube search for fireboat or radio controlled fireboats, they actually make little pumps that you can put in a boat that'll shoot a stream of water 20 feet.
That's amazing. No, but even to use water to cool a motor, and that's really involved. Yeah,
you run copper or aluminum tubing around the motor in a coil, and then you pump water through it. They're great.
There's no way you can mount that stuff up in the where you can't see it underneath where you can get some airflow to it.
No. After you build the deck, well, you saw what his boat looked like. The only thing that had airflow is the seats. After you put the superstructure on the boat, it's going to be all pretty much sealed up. And you want it sealed up. You don't want water splashing in. And
yeah.
But is there a way that eventually you can? I mean, that you can make it easy to service the stuff inside.
The whole superstructure, the cabin and stuff, in other words, will lift right off of the hull.
So what holds it on?
Gravity.
Oh, really?
And a couple of screws, probably.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the whole boat's probably going to weigh 20 pounds when it's done.
Wow.
It's going to be neat, but that's quite a project, man. That's quite a project.
So
and it's not going to be a 80-mile-an-hour boat either. It's just going to be a cruiser. It's a cabin cruiser. So it's,
yeah. What size what size boat are you modeling? A 40
40
foot, 42?
40 foot. Yep. 40 foot. So basically 1-to-1 scale, 1/10 scale, 1-to-1.
So they made those back in the 70s. The old
and
wood
60s. Yeah.
60s, yeah, the old wooden Chris crafts. There's still a few of those things floating around these days.
They're around now. A lot of them now have gel coat on the hull and stuff, so they look like real shiny and pretty. But in fact, there's a guy right here in the marina by my house has got a 79 model, like a 36 footer. He wants $4,500 for it.
No kidding.
It had a fire in the cabin, so he's got the cabin all gutted. And he says he doesn't know what's wrong with the motors. He thinks they need carburetors. It's got twin 350s in it.
Yeah, I was going to say a boat that size is going to be gas, not diesel.
Yeah. And well, no, it could be diesel, but it not this type of boat. This type of boat would be gas. A big houseboat could easily be diesel.
But when you get into those cabin cruisers, usually 36 foot might be diesel, but once you get to 40 feet, you're always diesel. Anything over 40 feet is going to be a diesel boat.
That stuff stinks when it burns. Ugh.
Not as bad as gas, but anyway,
Diesel's a hell of a lot safer than gas. That's for sure.
Oh yeah,
You're going to
absolutely.
blow up your engine room. That's
Yep.
Mitch,
So,
goodbye, Mitch. I got to do some stuff, expecting a delivery. So
all right, buddy. Well, thanks
Take
for
care,
coming.
see you, Carlos.
Good to see you, Carlos. Take care.
So,
Oops. Who did I got, there you go, Mel. You're back. I clicked the wrong clicker. Sorry about that.
but yeah, this boat's for sale for $4,500, and it's probably a $30,000 or $40,000 boat.
Yeah, you could put 30 or 40 grand into one of those things to get it going. That's for sure.
I think this one you could probably, if you did a lot of the work yourself, if you were a craftsman enough and bought the boat for $4,500, get the motors running first, make sure that they're going to be okay, and then trim out the cabin and put a cabin back in it. You'd have a $30,000 or $40,000 boat for less than 10 grand.
You could do it if you were that ambitious. I used to be that ambitious, but not anymore.
I'm ambitious. You want to buy it and I'll do the work and sell it?
No, thank you. You're talking to a guy that has done the boat thing. I did the boat thing.
Yep, I have to.
Yes, I did it.
My last one was a 22 footer, I think, that had a 450-mile range on it. This before I moved to Tennessee. I was on the West Coast. We'd put it in the water on Friday afternoon, and we'd be at our fishing grounds 110 miles out in the ocean Saturday morning and come back Monday night with a boatload of fish and never see land, the whole time in a 22-foot boat.
Yeah, I never do anything in a small way, Mel, unfortunately. And I wish at this point in my life I had just some of the money I spent when I had money I spent on these boats.
Yeah, the one thing that everybody can agree on is a boat is a hole in the water you pour money into.
Yeah, you want to see a picture?
A money pit.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want anybody to think I'm showing off, because I look at these pictures now and I say to myself,
Show away. I
say to myself, I look at it and say, God, how stupid was I? But this was my last.
That's nice.
Here, let me make it big.
Now, see, that's probably very close to what this boat's going to look like when it's done.
That was a 53-foot Hatteras.
That's a nice boat. Why do you not still have it?
Because I lost all my money.
Well, yeah, you got to have.
How's that for honesty? Yeah.
That's what, a couple $100 a month just to park it at the slip there?
$700 a month.
Oh my God, you were
for the marina in Daytona Beach where I parked it. $700.
Oh, okay.
$700, $10,000 a year just to insure it.
Yeah.
It held 1,025 gallons of fuel. So you can imagine what it was like to say, fill her up.
Yep.
It burned 40 gallons an hour at cruise.
Yep. That sounds about right.
Let's see if I got some There it is, sitting up out of the water, getting the bottom done, which you had to do once a year for $7,000 to paint the bottom. And it had, can you see
clean it and paint it? Yep.
Can you see the stabilizer fins on it?
Uh-huh.
It had naiads, and the stupid fins. The hydraulics had a problem with them, and I had to take it down to Fort Lauderdale. It cost me $25,000 to replace the actuators on us. So that's the kind of ridiculous nonsense.
The fins aren't stabilized. They're hydraulic and they move.
They move, yeah,
They turn.
And what they do is, as the boat's rocking sideways, they go like this, and keep the boat straight. So if the boat starts to lean, they push it back straight. So what happens is, if you're in a ridiculous rough water, instead of the boat doing this nonsense, it just
with the
goes
pitch and roll,
straight up and down like this.
Okay.
You don't get seasick. And the hydraulics in that system were incredible. This boat had two engines.
That was automatic. It would automatically, with sensors that
it had gyro. It had hydraulic gyros. It was like right out of a rocket. It had the same technology that they used in stabilized rockets, all hydraulics. This thing had two engine rooms. It had the Detroit. The big Detroit diesels.
The great Detroit Marine. Yeah. Twin
turbocharged blown diesels, and what a nightmare. Anyway, I mean, I loved having it, and I used to take it to the Bahamas, and it was just a great thing. But you talk about money. At this point in my life, I wish I had 10 cents of every dollar I spent on that boat. I don't regret it, but when you ask me if I want another boat, no.
Yeah, right. Yep.
No, because I bought that boat. That was a 1980, and I bought it in like 1994, and I did all the things to it that you're talking about. I gutted it. I rebuilt the interior of the salon, and carpeted it, and had the engines rebuilt, the whole 9 yards. So when I got done with it, it was like a new boat. But
yeah.
But life, Mel, life throws you curves.
Well, it's just like, oh yeah, absolutely, and I'm in one of those curves right now.
Yeah, you and me both. Look,
But this one, for $4,500, it just, if I had the money, if I had 15 grand sitting around doing nothing, I would go buy that boat and I would put it together and I'd turn it around, because you stand to make 15 or 20,000 on the deal.
Yeah. It's you, Mitch. Who was the guy? Drone bump. You read what he says. He says, that was you, Mitch. He says, that was the guy in the kayak you buzzed.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'll tell you one thing, man. I had more friends than I knew what to do with when I had the boat, man. Everybody wanted to be my friend. When the boat went away, I had no more friends anymore. It was unbelievable.
Yep.
But, and the wife too, everybody left.
Yeah, I get that. I really do.
Yeah. At any rate, if you got you got your health, and that's all I care about now as I get older. Just as long as I can find something to do every day that I enjoy. I don't care what other people think. I don't need to impress anybody, and just try to have a good time.
Yeah, I was kind of honored by Dan and his dinghy thing, because he started putting out videos about the boat, spray painting it and doing this and doing that and getting it ready to put in the rivers and channels there around where he lives and whatnot. And I commented to him on I said, that's not a boat, that's a dinghy,
Oh, that's where that came from. That was,
So I think that's where that come from. So I think he's kind of honoring my sarcasm at that.
I think he told me that, Mel. Your name was mentioned.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Oh man,
I had suspected that, but he's never actually said it to me. So
I was on one of his live stream with him and Mel.
Oh, really?
Him and who?
Mel is a friend of his named Mel.
Oh, okay.
MEL.
Oh, okay.
And drone shots. Drone Shots named my drone. He mentioned
The Mitch 5000.
Wait a minute.
At least it's not a lot.
You need.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Whenever the name Mitch 5000 comes out, we have to. There it is. That's you know what that is, Mel. Did you see the rebuild I did? That was the Tyro 99, the $100 drone that I put in a new frame, and it's terrific.
Right.
It turned out to be a great drone. So
awesome.
Yeah. So why not?
So really quickly, I don't know if you saw the video that I did of my maiden flight of the Tiny Hawk in my driveway.
Saw that
where I was trying to figure out how to fly it, and I didn't know, but the trim controls were all off, and I was struggling with it. Anyway, I was lucky to keep it in the air for what I did. So then I get it trimmed out. I get the stabilize. What holds it stabilized? What's that called? When you do it in beta flight and you
the accelerometer.
Yes, you have to have it setting perfectly flat.
Right, and then you calibrate it. Yeah.
I didn't have it flat before and didn't realize it. So what I did is I sat it in the top of a coffee cup so it was sitting only on the.
That's exactly what I did.
You know?
Yep.
And so then I was able to get it calibrated right. So this video that I posted today is my first time flying it outside. I flew it a couple times in the house just to make sure it was going to fly and stay level. And then I charged up some batteries and went down to the city park here in town and flew out 2 batteries. So until I knocked the camera loose, I'd have kept flying. But my last crash knocked the camera loose because I don't have that fancy little attachment for the camera yet. Yeah,
that's worth it. That's worth the 99 cents that it costs. They got them at Race Day Quads. Or print one. I have it, so I have no need to print one. But if you look on Thingiverse, you probably could find the file and just print it. A little clip. It's just a little tiny clip. But that's great. Now I didn't get a chance to see that. I definitely want to see your video. But you're hooked now because the first time you get a halfway decent successful flight on these things, it's all over. You know.
Oh yeah. Well, you know how at parks and things, they often have wooden bleachers for the baseball fields and things. I was flying between the wood boards of the bleachers.
Okay.
So
good.
And that's only like a foot clearance, you know?
So between the boat and the FPV stuff, what are you going to do in your spare time?
Well, I'll probably get much needed sleep at that point.
There you go.
Can you see the modes now in the yes, Mars, I can see the modes in the goggles. I can see everything in the goggles now, except the signal is really bad in the goggles, according to, well, if you watch the video, you'll see and I don't know if it's the DVR in the goggles or if that's just what analog video looks like. But
well, analog video with a 25 milliwatt transmitter is not going to get you real far out.
Well, yeah, I knew that right away. As soon as I started getting very far away, I started losing it. But even up close, I mean, I got lots of lines going. You'll have to see the video,
I'll have to.
And then maybe you guys can that know about it can probably tell me what I'm doing wrong, or maybe that's what it is, and I'm just expecting too much.
Yeah, I don't get real far with mine outside. I've flown mine outside, and I get 50 yards away, and it's almost unflyable. So it's just got that little wire dipole sticking up. Now, did you pull your antenna out of it so it's sticking up out of the body?
No, it's actually wherever the antenna is.
Yeah, and that's the first thing you got to do is, can you see that?
Oh, okay.
You gotta.
Well, that makes sense.
You gotta take this stuff out, fish that antenna, and stick it up in the hole behind. And that.
Well, I gotta take all that stuff out now so I can get to the camera and put it back in.
Yeah, the camera snaps in. There's just a little.
Yeah,
you'll see
2 clips that hold it. It's.
But
that's the way the DVR records. Okay, so that's what it is.
Yeah, when I pulled that antenna out of there, what a difference it made, because you can fly it with it tucked inside, but as soon as you take it outside and get it anywhere away from you, you're gonna lose your video.
Okay, well then I'll get that antenna pulled out too when I take it apart.
Yeah, that'll make a big difference. I think you'll see a big difference with that.
But I think I ended the video appropriately. That I have now entered the FPV world or something like that.
Yeah, you've gone to the dark side like the rest of us.
Fly it, break it, fix it.
rinse and repeat.
Rinse and repeat. That's right.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I had a really good time flying it. Of course, I stayed in stabilized mode. I might get brave with it pretty soon, or I still think I need to get some more flight time with it under my belt, though.
Well, you know what? You do real well in the simulator, and take it off. You know, you have a switch. You have a switch to change from stabilized mode into acro.
Yep, there's 3 modes. There's stabilized,
Horizon. You'll never use Horizon, but just, you know, you can't hurt the thing really. Just put it down on a floor and try to take off in Horizon, and just work on keeping it level. Once you keep it level, I find it's almost easier to fly in acro mode than it is stabilized. With stabilized mode, every time the thing wants to keep coming to a stop. I want it to keep going forward, because when it's moving forward, it's easier to fly.
Well, the way I flew this, I flew out 2 batteries, and the way I did it was I just held the stick for forward motion. I held it against the stop, and I controlled the elevation with the throttle.
Oh, you were moving pretty fast, because that little bird gets up and goes.
I was, you know, I don't do nothing. I'm like you. I go 100, full throttle, 100 mile an hour. I don't go at all. I mean, hell with it.
There you go.
You know, so, but I hit a steel. I was flying right under some high voltage lines too.
Oh, that's good.
Which may have had some effect on it. I don't know, but the steel pole, the power line pole, is a oval steel, and I was headed toward that direction, and then I made a 360 turn and came back, and you couldn't have aimed at it better. I hit it dead center. I hit it so dead center that the drone actually bounced back a little bit, and I hit it again.
Oh,
and then the drone tumbled to the ground.
I can't wait to see this video.
Yeah, I did. I actually hit the same pole twice. You know.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Well, at least you had the balls to post it.
Well, hell yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I figure all these hot rod FPV guys, you know, that I'm encountering all over the place are going to get a hoot of a laugh out of it. You know.
Well, you know what? I'm not very far ahead of you, Mel. I started about 4 or 5 months ago with this. 4 months ago, and I'm still not a killer pilot. I can go up and fly around and, you know, do power loops and split S's and stuff like that. And you got years, you know, like anything else, to really become like some of these guys are. You got to be doing this for years. And then we're not young men. I
don't expect to ever get like those guys. I just want to go out and have fun with it.
Yeah, you and me both. Now, well, listen, guys. It's
give me a fixed wing airplane with a 40 or 60 size gas motor on it and a relatively flat wing with no dihedral in it, and I'll show you how to do an 8-point barrel roll a foot off the ground.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, guys, it's 8 o'clock, and
that means it's 7 o'clock. That means you're going to go because Ken Herron's starting.
Yep. And 2 hours of this is enough. But listen, guys.
Well, Mel, thanks for letting me come in and
play. Anytime, Mel. I love having you, and glad you like the little bumpers. And I'm looking forward to watching the series of videos that you have on this.
Yeah, this is all cut with a scroll saw.
Holy mackerel! It's a lot of work. And Trev, always a pleasure, man. Always a visual extravaganza.
Yeah, I'm stoned now, and all I mean, coffee,
yeah,
you know.
This is only the tip of the iceberg. There's more to come.
I'll bet there is. Well, anytime you guys want to come on here, I think I got you on the mailing list. I'll make sure, Trev, you're on my list. And love to have you. Time flies. So listen, with that, I'm going to say good night to you guys. Let me bring in my music. I got my music playing here.
Good to see you, Trevor. What, for the third time today somewhere, maybe?
Yeah, somewhere.
Yeah, I've been chasing you around the circle, you know.
That's right.
All right, guys. We'll see you. Take care.
And I'll be on Ken's show.
Okay,
Hasta
buddy.
la vista.
Okay, take care. And that leaves just me and the music. And for those of you that are still hanging around, Mad Kiwi, Drone Bum, Drone Shots, Mars, didn't get a chance to talk to you too much, but always a pleasure. Maybe next week we'll get you back on the panel because I always like having you. Cardosa, who else is here? I think that's about it. Looking up the chat. Chris Hope, I don't know if you're still here or not, but I'm sure everybody's heading over to Ken's place. And I want to thank Steve Carpenter for coming in and joining us, and Trev, Carlos, and Mel. Always a pleasure. So with that, guys, I'm going to turn it back over to the monkey, and we will see you all next time. And the monkey, let him say goodbye. Okay, everybody, take it easy.